Clark's Chapel through Old Franklin?
I think you can.
Well, I meant with the road. Oh, this is for keeping you all up to date.
Nothing left but a pile of mud and water. So devastated. Approaching river scene. This is about where I stood and took my picture of river scene. It's not the same. It is just devastated. This is the house that Daddy lives in Old Franklin, Missouri. From the time that he was about 6 to the time that he got married.
He's over there too.
The University of Missouri has bought all that next door. You can see where many years.
Lassie, are you in there? Remember last year to run along the clothesline?
Gosh, they look so much alike.
Hi there.
Meow.
Come on out, all of you. Hi there, sweetie.
Who lives up here now? You need to get out down in there on ropes, and that would keep it refrigerated. And then whenever you wanted some of it, you just pull it back.
But the place really changed since you was here. They had these.
Yeah, Paul Essington had this, didn't he?
No, we got from Cooks, but they got from somebody. I ain't sure what.
Probably Paul Essington. There was a big family of Essington.
Well, I'll make you
Yeah, see, we lived here. This was the George Smith place. And then right over there was Jeff McClammer, who was worked for the Missouri Power and Light Company. He'd come around and read all the meters. And then my Aunt Dolly Bradshaw, that was my dad's sister, lived over in the other. And then when my Aunt Grace retired...
my husband kidding a bunch of Bradshaw.
Which one?
Frank and them.
Oh, Frank and...
Frank and
Yeah. Well, see, they're my first cousin.
Well, see, his wife was a Nolan. That's my husband.
Which Nolan?
Lou Bill. He's married to Frank Bradshaw. My husband, dad's name's Guy.
From Franklin here?
No.
That was a different...
Well, that Nolan that was mayor down here is his cousin, though.
Yeah. Harold Nolan, the one I graduated in New Franklin, class 46.
About Jerry.
Huh?
You know Jerry?
Jerry Nolan.
No, I don't know all the
He
younger.
was a mayor. He was a mayor here when we first came up here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Willie and them, his dad. They still live here. Willie Nolan.
Yeah, the one I graduated with, and Homer Harvey, that had the big truck line down here, got flooded out.
Yeah.
Me and him and Homer and Harold graduated. Harold's got a used car lot down in Dallas, Texas. Now he was back for the reunion a couple of years ago. There was 8 of us boys. Our school was right down over the hillside here.
Jerry?
Yeah. Right down there about where that big red nice brick home is.
No, they condemned that home.
Since the flood.
Yeah.
Well, they tell me it was on the world news. My son that lives in Orlando, Florida, said it was on the world news here a few weeks ago that Franklin was pretty well wiped out forever.
Yeah, he said it's going to be a ghost town.
Yeah. But there'll be people. See, the 3 hills I always called it. See, on higher ground.
Well, they call this Beaches Hill because that's abandoned.
Yeah, he came here and bought out my Aunt Grace. See, she came back from Illinois and she bought this place and her sister's place and all of this. she was the one that burned up in her house, when she was about 98 years old here about 6 years ago. And I either had to come up across the pasture, which would be awful lonesome, darkest pitch, or I'd have to go all the way around through Old Franklin and all the way up.
How many homes were down here?
I think there was, I don't know how many houses there, but there was about, the population was just slightly over 200. They said they found higher ground too, huh?
Yeah, they have a bumper crop. If it with them, there'd be lots of bugs. That great oak tree, boy, it's amazing.
Got a little side, so we just had to find it. They're on the other side. They had on the other.
His first husband married Jemima Burris.
Big weed there.
The marker of Mary Jemima Burris's and W. Strother Jones's baby. And this is the marker of Mary Jemima Burris Waterfields, my great-grandmother, wife of Fleming Waterfield. And this is Sudie Waterfield, Grandma Mabel Waterfield Smith's sister. And this is her brother Eldon Burris Waterfield. Samuel Snell Waterfield, also Mabel's brother. He committed suicide. He was going to get married and he gambled all their money away. This is Noble Leslie Waterfield. He was found murdered. I think he was having an affair with somebody's wife. This is Hezekiah Wright Waterfield, named for one of the original settlers of Howard County. He died young. He fell on a pitchfork, which went up his rectum. This is little Minnie Catherine Waterfield Trendle, the youngest. This is Robert Emmett Waterfield, another brother, and his wife, Mary McKenzie. View from Clark's Chapel.
Yeah, boy, it is.
That's neat there, the marker neat.
Yeah, at least it was great that this, see, remember this was broke off and fallen over, and Elsie, well, of course, she's the one who got money out of a lot of the property, and she had it all done, and she put a footstone down for every one of them. And then her and Uncle Henry.
Is that who you
This is Charles Jackson. That was married September 24th, 1929 to Lily Mae Spry, sister of Velma Spry, first cousin to my grandmother Mabel Spry, Weinberg. Behind her is William N. Jackson, who married Elsie Spry, October 12, 1929, sister to Lily Mae and Velma and Cora Spry. This first store that Daddy worked at when he was a boy at 12 years of age.
Now this little store right behind me here was Bradshaw's Home Grocery, where I worked when I was 12 years old, my first experience in retail. I'd make about 50 cents. I'd get all the candy I wanted to eat, or things like that. I'd get on my bicycle and take money up to the New Franklin Exchange Bank. Boone's general merchandise store. It was a huge red brick building. Right out front here, he had, and there you can still see where the gas pump was. If that gas pump was here today with that...
These are the remaining ruins of New Franklin, Old Franklin. There is just all kinds of debris, people's possessions laying everywhere.
And then they tore a lot out there to try to... This was Lightfoot sawmill here. And these huge logs, tree trunks had come across, and we were just kind of working our way through it. Water was about, I'd say, this deep. At least.
When I was here before, it was up to the Pepsi, practically in the Pepsi. As you can see, it got up to the E by the time it was all over. It rained continuously and really hard for 2 weeks more. So it really did a number. That road is still closed. That's where the water was just flowing. That's all where I'm standing, flowing all towards that way. There's me. Now the water's receded off of the railroad tracks. That sign is the one that's in here earlier. I bet it went above it by the time it was over. Right here's the house where Mama lived. This is the yard.
It's kind of...
Was this Grandma's house?
Uh-huh.
Yes, this is Grandma Dobson's house.
There was one of them that was on high enough ground that it didn't get into the main.
Yeah, I did.
You can see where it got, about a foot and a half high.
That's good. I just barely raked the bottom of that one too.
Then it went on down to St. Louis and down to the Mississippi.
This house really illustrates
Look at the level of it. That was over my head. They're up in the neck.
imagine sleeping in it.
These folks are going to try, you can tell, to save their...
Yeah.
Morrow still live there? Gee, look at all that mud. Sandbags. Oh.
Old Man River, he just keeps on rolling along.
This is St. Joseph Hospital. It was in this
Had that rotating fan in the back.
middle
For some reason.
second floor window that Mama would wave
Well,
out
it's
of
August, so I mean,
when I was born.
so we're probably going to use this and keep it pleasant.
When Daddy and Roger and Larry would be out here in the parking lot in the 49 Chevy. And she'd wave. To her dear little boys.
Had the nicest nurse, Sister Amarita. Who was through here visiting just last year from her memories.
Say what now?
I'll show you where my room was. No, it's one floor down.
Captain Elliot Griffith, May 25th, 1833 to November 11th, 1916, the father of Elliot Griffith, husband of Callie Spry. Sarah Balthaser, his wife, March 7th, 1831 to November 7th, 1908. Luther Q. Spry. Q stands for Quinas. April 12th, 1863. February 21, 1938. The brother of Nancy Spry. George W. Spry. The husband of Nancy Spry, her first cousin. Albert Washington Spry, a son of Nancy and George Spry. Jackson Spry was a brother of George Spry and his wife Minnie Brown. George also married a Brown in one of his marriages. John A. Spry, son of S.A. and S.C. Spry, standing for Shelton A. and Susan Ellen Wilson Spry. S.A. Spry. Finally found it.
That loops right.
Yeah, I see before it was just like the cement had been put on top of it and just scratched in and written in, you know, like some kid would do.
You think these are the two then?
Yeah, both. I'm thinking that it could be,
Because I realize they've been here a long time.
this could be the graves of George and Jane Spry, our great-great-great-grandparents.
I mean, there's a Crockett over there.
Although we don't know for sure.
You think they're...
And this is the footstone of Enoch Washington Spry. I thought they were next to each other, but they weren't. And this is his headstone. Washington Spry's headstone. Just barely legible anymore. I do have them in photographs, so I won't worry too much about it. This is where the old Salt Fork Church used to be, which is the cemetery that we are in. You can see by this monument that I was telling you the truth. Site of Salt Fork Church, organized 1833, log building 1842, frame building 1848 to 82. Presbyterian Historical Site, number 12. Never a solemn moment.
Deadheading is generally daily bowel movement.
Whoa.
People around during Abe Lincoln.
Hey, Paul. What do you think of the weather?
Pretty nice. Good golfing weather.
I heard you bought a few golf balls.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna use them up today. We won't golf any day. Yeah, I'm gonna try it once I get done with my work.
This is our neighbor, Paul Smith.